Should a husband tell his wife everything? On the Steve Harvey show, an audience member stood up and said, "Tell her husband to tell her everything, or else he's lying to her, and if he's lying to her, he's cheating." Before I tackle the ridiculousness of these conclusions, let's first make sure everyone is on the same page. The Steve Harvey show was a show about indoctrination. At first it was just a show of indoctrinating females, but soon it ventured into indoctrinating men. They started out with an all-female audience, but then they got the bright idea to include men in the audience, first gay men, then straight men. They would indoctrinate everyone by planting actors in the audience who would ask questions that the producers thought up, and then Steve Harvey would, with jokes, give the indoctrination via comedy. No one was the wiser, and everyone laughed and clapped. So let's turn to this planted question. Should a husband tell his wife everything? First, let's see what Steve said. It just so happened that Steve had at the time 10 men as a panel. Now, listening to their answers to this absurd question, you immediately understand they were coached and paid. You could tell they knew what side their bread was buttered on. Their answers ranged from "not all secrets are lies, sometimes men forget," to "a man should always tell his woman everything, no matter what." This answer was met with the most applause. But what's the real answer? Welcome to the Shakaama Live Show with your host, Shakaama. Make sure you thumbs up the video and leave a comment. Tell me your opinion on the matter. I'm about to tell you some truth, and some of you are not going to like it. Or you might even deny it. Like and subscribe, please. And if you want to keep the channel going, make sure that you donate to patreon.com/Shakaama or cashapp.me/$Shakaama or paypal.me/Shakaama. Without your donations, we really can't keep the channel going. Also, there's t-shirts if you'd like to buy those. I'm going to make some Halloween and Thanksgiving t-shirts, fall t-shirts, for those of you who are into the fall spirit. My degree has 70% psychology in it. I could, with a license, be a psychologist already. But anyone who knows me knows that I already worry all the time and have high blood pressure. The psychologist and psychiatrist profession is one of personal misery for the professionals. There is no notion these days. There is this notion these days that a husband and wife are friends. Nothing could be further from the truth. So, go far as to say husband and wife should be best friends. You know what I say to that? Those words exist for a reason. A mother is a mother, a son is a son, a father is a father, and a wife is a wife. A friend is a person that is none of those things. Even a big brother is a big brother. He resides in that spot and can never and should never try to be something else. A husband isn't the friend of the wife. He is the husband of the wife. In my opinion, we are saddled with misery these days because people are so desperate to make a husband and a wife something they are not. A husband occupies a place in life that no friend could ever approach, and a wife occupies a place in life not even a best friend could approach. Understand that a husband and wife occupies a spot in life that not even parents can approach. And they gave us all life. If then a husband is supposed to outstrip even parents, how much more then should a husband outstrip a friend or even a best friend. Understand this. A friend is someone you owe nothing to. A friend, or even a best friend, you choose and you can get rid of. A husband or a parent or a son, you can't get rid of, notwithstanding the current situation in life. Well, if that's the case, what is a friend or best friend? A friend or a best friend is the person you're supposed to be able to confide in. Unfortunately, in this day and age, friends and even best friends remain strangers and hold no spot dear in people's hearts. Or worse, don't want to hold no spot dear in people's heart. How much worse then is it if they want you to think your husband is just a friend or best friend? Remember, you can drop a friend with but a phone call, or these days, a text message. Now, your husband isn't your friend nor your best friend. The secret to the answer lies in the very word husband. The word actually means something, and many people today have no idea what the word even means. A husband is supposed to husband you. A wife is supposed to be the stand-in of the husband when he's no longer with us. As such, the husband is supposed to use his judgment to make decisions for the household in all things. Otherwise, he wouldn't be much of a husband. A part of those decisions is to keep the peace of the house, which happens to be also the duty of the wife. That includes not telling the wife things that would either upset her or that she wouldn't understand. Which brings us on the ridiculousness of this idea that men and women think alike. No sane person thinks a woman thinks like a man, nor vice versa. Now, let's take a huge step back and think about what keeping stuff from a person really means. If a husband is in charge with keeping the peace in the household, and withholding certain things is a part of that, that also means in society, keeping things from people also keeps the peace. And we call that manners. Good manners says you don't say whatever just comes to your mind. Do we all agree on that? Let's take your son, for example. Should he tell his parents everything? When he's 6 years old, he should. But when he's 16, he should not. And at 16, he should know better than to say certain things to his mother. It is then a sign of not only good manners on his part, but also good parenting on your part. Notice I said he shouldn't say certain things to his mother. Why? Because the mother is delicate. The son should tell and converse with the fathers always. The father guides the son into becoming a man. The father holds the prime position in a son's life. He should tell his father things that he should not even tell his best friend. A good father is a person on earth that keeps the son's secrets even from the mother, because that is not her role. We have gotten so far out of these roles that now it threatens the entire society. Now we have such a large number of sons without fathers that the very idea of the role of the mother is even threatened. Now they are attempting to destroy the role of the husband and wife with such shows as the Steve Harvey Show. No, a husband shouldn't tell his wife everything. The husband isn't a buddy. He's not the sleepover girlfriend. This also means that if that position isn't filled, that's the wife's problem that she should remedy on her own. Find friends. The role of husband is taken. Trust. If we brought up that It was brought up that if a husband doesn't tell a wife everything, how can she trust him? This squarely hits the nail on the head of immaturity. Not telling the wife everything, who wants everything to be told to her, doesn't mean she can't trust him, but that she wants to okay everything. So she wants everything run by her first for her approval. Such a person shouldn't be married in the first place. She's missing some part of her that she needs to fulfill first before being married to a man. It is not the role of the wife to okay anything, nor approve anything. That, if truth be told, is the role of the husband. There is this propaganda that men are given to fancy and spur-of-the-moment decisions. What's ironic about this is that this is indeed the female mind. The female is governed by art and music and shopping and living life carefree. The male is governed by responsibility, thought, planning, and living life carefully. It is forced on the man. And each man takes up this responsibility until he's met with someone that doesn't care that he's the one taking all the blame and being taken granted of, which now happens a lot. Remember the 12-year-old son whose father died and was told, "You're the man of the house now," and the son had to rise to the occasion? That wasn't just a funny saying. It was a real expectation that, as the oldest male of the house, he's supposed to take care of the house and everyone in it. That is the role of the man of the house. A part of that is that the man is supposed to have the undivided, unwavering trust of everyone in the house. Another part of the propaganda of today is that the man is given to infidelity and therefore all men are not trustworthy. Again, that is the universe of the female. It is not even in the universe of the man to snap his fingers and women come lining up. Think of all the insults women have for men. A good 60% of the insults for a man is that he's so unattractive that that's just it. He's so unattractive. No other description need be said with that. Whereas even an unattractive woman is expected to be able to still get 30% of the men without trying. Because women hold the key to what men want. The woman, even if unattractive, can snap her fingers and the bottom 1/3 of men will come running. It is also backed up by real data, honest data, that shows that women are the biggest part of the cheating world because they can. Think about this. Even if the most attractive man can be rejected, but you'd have a search far and wide to find an attractive woman that has been rejected. And if you find one that has been rejected, she'd have some serious character flaws about her. The Steve Harvey show was canceled. Why? I don't know the specifics. He gave women exactly what they wanted to hear, right? He went so far as to even give away straight up cold hard cash. Even that couldn't keep him on the air. I'm going to go out on a limb and make a wild guess why he went off the air. Regardless of the constant barrage of the radical female propaganda, at the end of the day, the people that pay the bills of everyone are advertisers. The woman is the center of attention in the advertising world. Normally, women are so irrational and quick to judge that she can't keep from buying things. That was a long time ago. I want you to pay attention now. While you may see a commercial where a husband is a bumbling idiot who can't do anything right, There's 20 commercials directly talking to the woman as if she was a rational thinking human being. Now ask yourself, who is this commercial talking to, and who is the radical female commercial talking to? Are they both talking to the same women? No. The radical female commercial is talking to radical females. The rational female commercial is talking to the rational female. Now, why does the rational female commercial have 20 times as many commercials as the radical female commercial? I've led you right down to the road to already be answered that question yourself. There are 20 times more rational female commercials because the rational female buys 20 times more stuff than the radical female. As much as Steve Harvey catered to the radical female and had indoctrination, the advertisers were really after the rational females. When the show lost the rational female audience, the show was canceled. I want you to lay your eyes on this. Oprah Winfrey is clearly targeting the radical female audience. She has always targeted the radical female audience. And what is going on with Oprah? She's losing millions of dollars, and her investors are mad. Mad as hell, I tell you. She can't produce the audience she promised, and she's in trouble. Company after company pulled out from the O network as advertisers and partners. The problem everyone doesn't want to admit is that the very same woman that is a radical also doesn't want to buy traditional woman things. The message is clear to them, and they accept it. They should be the ones. They shouldn't be the ones who are washing dishes, cleaning the house, and cooking, so they don't at all. The conservative woman, who still believes in gender roles, does. And she buys all the stuff to cook and clean with. And there's 50 times more of those women than the radical women. But also the traditional woman isn't going to watch a show with propaganda, even if it targets only women. This is the same reason most of your shows you think are so good, but canceled before their time, have been removed. Once the traditional woman stops watching them, they're history. Finally, the rational traditional woman is going to trust her husband. And she's not going to expect him to tell her everything. Just as she's not going to tell him everything. Because men have things to say, and women have things to say. And that's why it's called girl talk and boy talk. Or guy talk or men talk. The rational traditional woman knows that a man doesn't want to hear girl talk. And he knows she doesn't want to hear boy talk or men talk. She brings a pitcher of tea out to keep him out of the kitchen and out of earshot of the girl talk. And that's a happy marriage. And guess what? She's the one that tells the husband, go buy flowers for the Waltons, and we're dressing up and going over there right now. And without a word, he does. The same thing goes for when she says the kids need flutes and cleats and dresses or whatever. His role is to provide for the family, and her role is to be the caring face of the family. His role is to be the man of the house, and her role is to back him up, yet hand out smiles and hugs. Oh, the Jones family is so nice, they say, and thoughtful. That's because they work as a team, and they work in their roles. She hands out the hugs and kisses and brings the tea and the lemonade. And he is the one who mows the lawn and does all the work and brings home the bacon. But then again, they go through life together and they produce wonderful children. And society marches on. This whole idea that the radical female is the future, is just that it is just an idea. And time again, throughout history, this is not the first time. I'm sorry if you don't know this. This is not the first time this has been tried. I believe you all are familiar with one time that it was tried before. It was called the Roman Empire. And yes, it was, in fact, the idea that catering to the radical female would lead them to the path of modernization. And it did not pan out the way that it did. So, learn from history. Should a husband tell his wife everything? Is keeping secrets bad from the wife? No. The husband has business. A man has business that a woman not only shouldn't know, but she doesn't want to know. If a woman is demanding to know everything, demanding that you share everything with her, I'm going to hope that you haven't married her already, and I'm going to advise you to stay as far away from her as possible. She has psychological problems that you are not prepared to deal with. I'm warning you and advising you. I don't have a license, but I have lots and lots and lots and lots of training. Thank you all for watching. I hope your life is fantastic. And women, if you're going to be honest with yourselves, you will admit it in the comment section. Thank you all for watching. I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday as we go into the fall season, all these holidays coming up. How everybody has a wonderful time. I'm still sick, you can tell. Please like and subscribe and blah blah blah. Donate to the channel.